begin. I would like to call the Monday, February 23rd meeting of the Ayer Board of Health to order. It is now 5:35. We're running a little bit late. Hello, Carlene.
How are you?
Thank you for coming. So, excuse me.
Just email me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, yeah. Okay,
How much you wanna?
gotcha. All right. If we don't have any public input, which we don't have any public tonight, I'd like to, if it's okay with you, Bridget, take out of order Carlene, because then she doesn't need to stay for the rest of your update, but we need you for her. So we just have a couple of things, all under new business that have to do with animal control, animal inspector. First of all is I did get an emailed request a couple of weeks back from Robert, town administrator, asking for the Board of Health and Police Department to provide some sort of a procedure or flow chart or decision tree or whatever for people in town hall other than us if they get a report of a dog bite or some kind of an exposure incident, so they'll know what to do. So what happened on that is Chief Murray, and I have copies here that I'd like to give to people. This just came in the email today. So would you like one, Mary? For yourself or?
Oh, yeah, I'll keep
Okay,
it.
can you
Yeah.
pass one down, please, to
Thank you.
Jane, and pass one to Carlene? And here's one for you, Bridget.
Okay.
So Chief Murray provided this document, which has been in place. It's a police department internal policy and procedure, but he provided it to us and to town hall so that we know what their procedure is for anything relating to the animal control officer. And I like this. It's pretty clear. It breaks things into emergency, non-emergency. Is clear that things related to actually controlling an animal or removing a dead or injured animal certainly are, they fall under the purview of the animal control officer. And I responded back with an email saying that it looks like the only thing that isn't addressed here, and I think that's appropriate because that really falls under our umbrella, is the kind of incident where it's not an emergency thing, the dog or whatever is not still running amok in the streets, somebody was bitten. And it's either one of those fax reports that we get or a telephone or whatever. And I said I think that those should probably go directly to Board of Health office, or they could call you directly, but the information's got to funnel to Carlene.
Right.
Because that's always going to involve some kind of a quarantine determination.
Right.
And I asked him in my email if he agreed. He said yes, and just asked that as a courtesy that you CC Bob for whatever happens with those kinds of incidents, just so that he's aware of it, of something going on out there. And I think you could do that with an email. It would be a nice way to document it. And then if you always CC Jane, she can just keep putting a copy of that along with the information for that incident.
Okay.
So
I do like this though, because this, right in the beginning, addresses a question that Jane and I were talking about with one of those incident reports that I wrote out.
yeah, I think this is very, very
There
clear.
is a pit bull running around attacking other dogs. The owner has the same name. The pit bull his name seems to be changing. I believe it's the same animal, but it's
Wow.
out of my control. I quarantined the victim,
Yep,
and then I let it go to animal control.
that sounds like the right thing to do because
But it hasn't been addressed, unfortunately.
all you can do is send the email notification and document that.
Okay.
I mean, that, it might be a hard thing to really address if the dog is kind of roaming, but sometimes here, sometimes there,
Yeah,
sometimes
look at
in,
those
sometimes
incident
out.
reports, you'll see how I put
Yeah.
2 and 2 together.
Yeah,
And I'll say, refer
yeah.
back to incident on 1-6. This sounds like the same. And then with speaking with Michael, the last episode,
Yep,
and talking to him more clearly, he was unsure of the address of the person. And I asked him if that address on 1-6 was close to him. He said right around the corner. Okay,
This
so
is-
the first
yeah.
address, he lets that dog run out all the time loose, and he's attacking other dogs. This is the same dog that they tried to take and put down for no reason other than aggression. which
Oh, it's that
Yes, it's all
dog.
tied together. Same dog is running around out there.
oh God, yeah, the dog that we had about 5 phone calls.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Between us, yeah.
And then I tied 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, wait a minute. These addresses sound to me like they're very close.
Wow,
So I asked him, is this address, I didn't say any names or anything, is this address near you? He said, yes, right around the corner.
interesting, interesting. So the dog is still, who knows where? You've dealt with the person,
amok,
right?
and he will only give his name, and he keeps changing the dog's name. So one time it's Penny at the vet. They said it was Penny.
Yep,
With this incident, they said the
we
dog's
got
name was Duke.
Duke, yeah,
But same Dana as the owner,
yeah.
and same area, very close vicinity, same description of the dog.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, did you send copies of these to
I
Bob?
wanted you to go over them first because
Okay,
I don't want to offend
all right.
anybody.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I word things properly sometimes, so.
excuse me,
Oh, I'll review
Madam
them.
Chair, I'm getting
Yes.
a little confused in all this he said, she said, but one thing I wanted to know is, why is the dog running loose? We have a leash law.
Exactly.
Why do people break the law?
Well, we do
You know, who
have
knows?
a leash law.
Absolutely, we do. You've got to, though in this case, identify, which seems to be a little bit of he said, she said, who exactly is the owner of the dog? Where does the dog live?
So I've gone through the licensee listing,
Yeah,
and I've gone through everything else I could think of to go through to look it up to see if that dog was licensed at either address
yep,
or by this person's name or by the dog's name, and it is not on the license listing. So
Yeah,
to me, it's an
which-
unlicensed dog that's out there
Yeah.
attacking other dogs. Dog aggressive.
Yes, it actually started out when we first had our calls as a call from East Main Street and people that wanted a dog put down. Carlene tried to follow through on that and nothing ever came of it. The dog didn't appear where it was supposed to appear. And then all of a sudden, a month later, we're getting reports for a dog on Maple Street, and it just appears to be the same dog. And we don't really know what the connection is between the two addresses, and, you know, yes, we are. So I think at this point, what we have to do is, I'll review these, and I will send information to Robert and to Chief Murray so that they have it. But yeah, it's really going to turn into a licensing control of the animal issue now. It's a leash law
that's what I
licensing
felt.
thing. Yeah. Yep.
We were going back and forth whether, well, shouldn't the dog that had bitten be quarantined if you can't locate the dog? And I think at this point it goes past my jurisdiction.
Yes, I think it does. And I think I can see where this one could get a little messy because nobody's, it looks like, really being forthcoming
That's why
about
the incident report
exactly
is-
where the dog even
That's why the
lives.
incident report is so detailed. So
Yeah,
if you want
yeah.
to trim it, you're welcome to.
Okay, it looks like a nice job, though. Thank
And
you.
the spreadsheet is also attached to it, which is quite long. So I had to tie 3 sheets together, but that's how I keep track.
That's okay. Whatever it takes. This is
So the dog has no license?
not that Carlene could find. But when the name of the dog keeps changing, you know, the license is tied to an address and an owner name
Right, so there's
and
no
a dog
address.
name, so
Both addresses came up blank.
yeah.
that were guests on, and both names came up blank, and so didn't the owner's name come up blank.
Yeah.
So
So
I
it would
took 3
appear,
avenues.
yes, that it's unlicensed.
It would appear.
Yeah.
And I had said that in the email that was going around.
Well,
Okay.
if I might, Madam Chair,
Yes.
my concern would be, and if a dog is running loose, unlicensed, we don't know if the dog has had any shots,
Yep.
and it
Correct.
bites some child,
Yep.
then there's a problem, so that would
He's
be
not necessarily
Absolutely.
running around loose. He's with his owner all the time, but not on a leash.
well, it takes 2 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
You're walking along. and-
Absolutely.
And every attack has been a dog attack, so he's dog aggressive.
Well,
Yeah.
so, okay.
Yeah.
We don't know about people aggressive, but yeah, there's always that. And he would not show the gentleman whose dog got attacked any paperwork on his shots. He refused.
Yeah,
He
this
refused.
this is definitely over into animal control issue because
That's
it's an
how I
aggressive
felt.
dog. It's apparently unlicensed, so
Okay.
I'll pass that info on. So thank you very much. I think the procedure that we got just along with my email, that anything that's an after the fact report can go to you. What the second bullet item under here, this is a great segue, is I asked Carlene to bring a copy of how she's tracking these incidents. Now, I don't know if the town has any kind of like a shared access drive where you could put a copy of this somewhere on,
Does the town use Google at all? Because Google has a shared drive.
Cindy has specific policies for how things can and can't be used. I would imagine it would have to be on the town server. I'll ask Cindy what would be the best way, but ideally, I'd like to have this document live in a place on the system
Yes.
where you can keep updating it, you can access it. If you get an inquiry, I can, you
What
can.
is that, if I may?
This is Carlene's database, if you'd like to look
Quarantine
at,
track record.
of how she tracks the incidents that she's dealing with and what's involved, what are the details,
What type
and
of
then
talking
how
people
does
have
it,
gotten, what procedures have taken,
yep,
the dates, whether
If-
they've been quarantined for how long, and when the quarantine has been released.
yes, because there's the 2 reports that go to the state. There's the report that
Mm-hmm.
there's a quarantine placed, and then there's
Okay.
a report that it's lifted. So I think this is a really great tracking tool. Take a look. It's just, a matter of figuring out how to do it so that everybody has access to it.
Right.
And I think
have
you
no
should,
problem sharing
you
it.
need to be the keeper of it and the one doing the update. So maybe everybody can get a read-only view of it so that they can't go in and make updates.
Yeah, or
To
delete
it. I think
any
you need to
changes.
be
I
the
don't
only one
think
up.
anybody would, but when you get.
I don't think so, yeah.
No, I mean, there's, because, there's not, the incidents aren't, so, there's not that many, so.
Yeah,
just if we keep
exactly.
Like, if we get copies every,
Yeah, that's the
You know what?
alternative is whenever there's a change to this, just email it to the people involved, which I think would be the animal control officer. Always send a copy to Jane so she can put it in the file, and Bridget.
Well, if you send it to me, I can forward it to Bridget.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you just
so
need
if you
to
can just
it to me.
send it to Jane, when you make changes, and then like put the date as part of the file name, and she can just keep all of those.
Okay,
But this is great.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. I don't think these records have ever been so well maintained. That's awesome.
I don't know if you want a copy of this, this is just, we pulled this off, the Mass Department of Agriculture website, and it just basically goes over, just in case anybody calls, what the animal inspector does, what a domestic animal is, just the definition for our purposes.
Yes.
But there's a rabies protocol, so if anybody calls or has questions,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? This part here it just, I thought was really good for everybody to have, just in the event somebody calls you or calls me. You know, we have the information, we're all on the same page.
No, this is really good. There's actually a really detailed, this is the little like kind of quick start
Right, this
guide.
is the one that Mike Cahill.
Yeah, the actual protocol is, I would say, about yay thick. We have a copy of it in the office. I know Colleen has access to it. But the other great resource that we have is Elsie Cologne is the rabies coordinator, and her name it's on the website. It's
Yeah, it's your copy.
Oh,
in a lot of places. And you get her on the phone right away, which is really nice. And she's kind of talked me through some questions of things. I think
She's helped me,
you've
yes,
spoken to
she
her
has,
too,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Well, it's good because if somebody calls me, you know, I mean, at least it's in front of me, and before
Yeah.
I refer, at least I know myself
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah, I think this is great. The interesting thing here that I have seen a lot of this before, what I haven't seen that's cool is the domestic animals, what it is, you know, and isn't legal
Right.
to possess. Or it's actually by default. It looks like there's a list here of the mammals that it is legal to possess, and then if it's anything other than that, you can't.
Well, that was the part that
What needs a permit, what doesn't need a permit, so, yeah, this is really interesting.
right, that's for Jane.
Yeah. Let's keep a copy of this, Jane, just in the, please pass it down to Jane. Thank you, Bridget. That is good info. So, in keeping with all this animal stuff, what I wanted to do this year, when we renew I call them chicken permits because they're mostly chickens, but you know, the chicken and barn permits, is, and I know Bridget does sometimes, goes out, Carleen goes out a lot of the
No,
times.
Bridget always goes out. She always goes out when we
I
have
did.
new chickens. You've
But-
always gone out.
If it's something that was before Carleen
Yeah,
got here, so then Carleen started doing it. If that's something that, to keep everything consistent,
yeah, I'm fine with Carleen doing it. I think that makes sense because then you have a point person that somebody has seen this before, and when they go again, if there's an issue, they kind of have a memory of it.
right.
Well,
And it might relieve some of your burden a little bit.
Well, I mean, like I said, if one person is starting out doing it,
Yeah.
you should follow through with it.
Yeah.
And it only
Yeah.
makes sense
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it does. I think if we get in some kind of an emergency, you
Right.
have fallen off a cliff and you're in traction for a month,
Well,
and you know, then
if I might,
we can do backup.
because I know Carleen is to look at the health of the animals.
That's part of it. She's also looking at the housing of the
Structure.
animal, the structure, it's really everything having to do with,
Well,
Actually, it's right
as I
here.
said before, for example, Bridget has always gone, Bridget looks at everything, she checks manure management
Yep.
and all that. If you're going to expand this stipend position, you're getting into more of a dedicated hourly union position. And I think you have
don't
to
think
be,
so.
well, if you start putting more hours and more work, I'm just warning you that it becomes more than. This is nothing against Carleen, nothing
Yeah, I
against her
understand. Yeah.
at all. But I said before, it's a stipend position, so
Yep.
be very careful, because if you create more, it then
Yeah.
becomes a
Well, it's
union position, and that's what I'm concerned on.
well, but keep in mind, it's a stipend position that's fulfilling the requirements that the state of Massachusetts sets forth for animal inspectors. And they define in that same regulation that this is a stipend position.
Long
So I
as
think
we're-
we've got a
long
lot
as we're
of-
very clear on
Yep.
that, and that's,
Yeah. Because really, most of the the chicken inspections, if things are going well, it's a once a year, right?
Yeah.
And then if
Those are
something
fine.
happens, or there's an adjustment to the license, or,
It expands, and here and there,
Yeah.
I will get calls from the
Yeah.
police department sometimes.
yeah, that's right, wandering chickens, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
It
true.
really wasn't the case, but
Truly free range,
she was
yeah.
not, she was not permitted, and
Yeah.
you know, new to the area. There's a lot of new cul-de-sacs going in, and these people don't know
I
that
know.
they need to have permits.
Yeah.
So as I come across them, so it broadens the
Yep.
database of chicken people.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
If I might, since
Yes,
you
of
said
course.
this, okay, while Carlene is here, and I don't want to rehash the whole thing with rabies and all that stuff. Okay,
Yes.
that's been over and done. So during this past year, we had a stipend of $1,000.
Yes,
We have voted to try to transfer some money at a special article at town meeting from our budget. Okay, wait, hang on,
Yeah.
let me finish.
yep,
My concern on this is that we have to advertise this position again as we always have to do. But I think because it's a stipend
the same-
position.
and it's the same position.
But we have to, by law, advertise it, okay? But I think
each year, yes.
I
yes.
don't think we have to do it in the newspaper. I think we can do it online and post it in here because, again, it's a stipend. We have the trash hauler public hearing that has to go forward, and I think we need to do that probably in May, right after town meeting.
I think that's good timing, yeah.
But I think I have an answer to this problem here.
Yep.
With paying her. When we appointed her last year, her duties expanded. So we need to pay her
That's
for
correct,
that.
yeah.
What we can do is put in for a reserve fund transfer.
We could, or I'm looking at the way the budget plays out for the remainder of the fiscal year, and I think that we're going to have enough slack, so to speak, in our existing budget.
Okay, but let me tell you,
To
I
cover that.
disagree with you on that, okay?
Okay.
I think we're cutting it very close. I spoke with the accountant today to explain the situation, and she agreed with me that this would be a reserve fund request. Now, Colleen, maybe you can help me out here. So this says, as of February 3rd, it says barn inspector, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
And it says $1,000,
Yep.
and then it says expended 650.
Yes,
So you've received 650 of the 1,000.
Yes.
yes.
And the other 350, they're going to pay you when?
My understanding was it was an additional 650.
No, let's
Well-
let's forget what she's put in. I'm asking
When I
you.
normally get paid the $1,000
Yes.
my stipend,
Yeah.
it has been anywhere from April to June 13th.
So it's more or
It's
less at the
changed.
end of your
It's-
appointment period.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, last year we reappointed in March. I went back in my notes, so
I
we
think
had.
we can do it anytime, as
Yeah.
long as it's by
Yeah,
May
but
1st.
you're still not hearing what I'm saying here. Why have you received only 650 of the?
Because, I can tell you
I
exactly
don't
why.
know.
Because we voted at a meeting, I think this goes back to maybe November, that we wanted to, in good faith, because we felt that the additional responsibilities were worth an additional $1,600. We wanted to transfer $650 out of just the budget, not out of any specific line item. I was informed by Lisa that we cannot transfer
That's
in
correct.
that way.
That's correct.
So, in order to give Carlene some payment for what she had done thus far, I said, fine, take it out of the the old barn inspector. That's gonna be changed in the new budget. We're not gonna have a
Yeah,
barn inspector anymore. So that was me that said, take it out of the barn inspector. We then will resolve whether we are going to vote to use Board of Health funds, not transfer them, but to make a payment under services or some other one of our little internal budget line items, or if we're going to address it in a different way. And maybe that reserve fund transfer is a way to do it.
Well, because what you would have to do is put a special article for town meeting asking to take 650 out of the current 2015 budget. So it would have to be like a special before the regular town meeting? Are you following me?
No,
You don't look like you are.
no, I'm not following you.
Okay, all right, let's skip. We do a budget for 2015. It was voted at the May town meeting.
Yes,
So we're in FY15.
yeah,
Sometimes you have bills that didn't get paid, etc. So what you have, maybe 15 minutes on the warrant, it'll say special town meeting.
okay,
And that way you'll address bills that didn't get paid or a special article. So what we would have to do would be to take $650, because that's what you said you wanted to take out of our budget, and add it to this line.
no, we actually need to take a total of $1,600.
We don't have $1,600, and that isn't what we voted.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
What, to take 1,600?
Yes, we voted to increase, whether we call it the stipend or whatever, but we voted to increase Kylene's compensation by $1,600. In
For
addition
ne-
to the
For
1,000.
next year. So it's for next
No.
year.
No,
We can't-
we voted to do that immediately, and that's why we had the transfer. Can we address this at a separate discussion of budget so that we don't tie up these people all night?
Well,
Because I'd like to look at my budget numbers. It looks to me as though we can do this within our existing budget.
okay, let me read you the minutes from, just so, I don't want her to think we're not going to address this, because we can.
Oh, we're definitely going to address this.
But with the funding, on December 8th, Heather made a motion to transfer $500 from the wage line stipend for Colleen Purdy. And then you asked her to, if she could increase that. So we increased it to $650.
That's correct.
That's not 1,600.
There were two pieces to that discussion. The first part of the discussion was an agreement that the additional animal inspector work that Carleen is doing is worth $1,600 for a 12-month period. We then said, we don't want to take that additional $1,600 and make that transfer immediately, because we don't want to be left short if we need things later in the year. So the solution to that was, for right now, rather than not compensating her at all until the end of her term, we're going to do $650. The remainder of $950 wasn't addressed at that time, how we're going to do it.
Okay, let me tell you what we said. After Heather voted to transfer $650, then we said, and in fact, I made the motion myself, for the FY16 budget,
Yep,
to increase the animal inspector stipend to $2,600.
that is correct. That's what I presented to the budget committee.
Correct. But we didn't say we were going to increase it this year. There is no way we have
We-
that amount of
We
money
need
in our
to
budget.
re-listen. I had Jane listen very carefully to the recording of that meeting. So I don't think our time is well served to go back over that one.
Well, I know what I
Here and
voted
now.
on. I know what I voted on, and it would never be to take 1,600 out of this year's budget that we don't have.
We're going to put it on the next item to discuss the budget aspects of the animal inspector. I don't want to call it stipend, compensation.
Well, it
Correct?
is.
Is that reasonable? I'm not saying we're not going to discuss it. I'm saying I'd like to have my budget figures in front of me, which I don't tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And if possible, Jane could queue up that portion of the discussion if we need to go back and re-look at exactly what it was that we said. And then we can just address that whole issue as one piece. Is that
There
acceptable?
were actually two. We, on the first meeting, we decided we'd do one thing, and then we found out we couldn't do it that way, so we came
That's,
back the next.
yeah, that's correct. That was after I had spoken to, yep. Yep, after I had spoken to the accountant. So, we're just tabling this.
Oh, I
part
have
of the
those, I
budget
have that,
discussion.
I have that too. So, what I was still trying to tell you is that you can do a reserve fund, and this would solve.
Yes, I do understand you.
All
Yes.
that. It would
Yes.
solve all that problem for this year. We could go ahead and take care of all that, and you could present it to the Finance Committee at their March meeting. That will, everything will be taken care of because we've already taken care of the increase for next year.
Right, that's correct.
And if you do this with the Finance Committee and just explain, do the backup,
Yep,
and that takes care of everything. We don't have to worry, we have the money in our budget to do
Yes.
what we have to do, which is, and we have I think that trash hauler one we really need to get done. Bridget, will you be available to come that night we do that? And then we're going to have also the tobacco thing that we have to do.
yes, that we're
So-
gonna have to do.
But I
Yeah.
think this would be, that would be the best thing, and here is the form you use.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
pretty self-explanatory,
Okay, great.
and because we're an elected board, you can do that. We vote it,
Yeah,
you sign it, and then
Okay.
it goes to the Finance Committee. Doesn't have to go
Okay.
before the selectmen. If it's an appointed board, it has to go to the selectmen
okay,
first.
I see. Okay,
So that will solve all the problem.
okay, thank you.
And like I said, I did check with the town accountant today, and she said absolutely that would be a reserve
That
fund.
that would be a
Because
good
a
way to do it.
reserve
Okay,
fund is
perfect.
for an emergency or an extraordinary or unexplained
Okay.
budgetary thing. And this
If that's the
was.
cleanest way to do
It
it,
is
I'm
the
all
cleanest.
for it,
Oh,
yeah.
It absolutely
Yeah.
is. It takes care of this year,
Yeah,
and you've already budgeted for
yeah,
next
we've
year.
already done next,
This was
So-
an extraordinary, unforeseen. We didn't know this when the year started.
that's correct, we did.
So I think it takes care of everything for Colleen. And then once they process that,
Yeah,
then it goes to the town accountant. The next payroll, you'll get it.
okay.
So that's the
Okay.
cleanest thing, and we don't have to worry about, because I do worry about our budget
Yeah.
getting down,
Yeah.
because we are
Yeah.
tight.
Yeah, yeah, we are.
And that to me is a clean thing, but I did check with Lisa today just to make
Okay,
sure,
great.
and she said, absolutely, so that would
Okay.
take care of everything for you.
Okay. We will make sure you're taken care of. One way or another, through the mechanisms will work to make sure that you're taken care of. All right, thank you, Mary. That's
Okey-doke.
actually a really good suggestion. So, for this, reviewing the animal permit files, all I wanted to do there was, it was right around the time of the annual renewals that I was doing some admin tasks last year. And so I did a couple of the chicken permit renewals. And I started noticing that a lot of people, and I would do this too, say on their application, same as before, everything same as before, same as before. And, you know, they sign it and they send in the check. This year I thought, so I looked back in the previous files and I would find several years worth of applications sometimes that say same as before, same as before. So I thought that this year, one of the things that we probably should do is to get into your hands the information that was provided on that original document where these people keep saying same as before, same as before. And then have you just take a look. If they have said the same as before for several years and the original coop size, for example, was X by Y, now you go out and look and see, oh, well, it shrunk or it got bigger or whatever. Maybe their manure control plan has changed. Maybe they're no longer composting, but you know they're not, or maybe they're storing feed in a different way, and it's just such a minor change. It's not showing up on the applications, and that would kind of give us a fresh line in the sand, so that next year when they come in and say same as before, it's only going back 1 year, so. It's not that bad. Does that seem reasonable? Because I know that
That's the easy way out, same as before.
Some
A
have
lot of things
changed
have
though,
changed.
haven't they?
some people have actually
notified us.
submitted. So what we could do when we go through those files, and I can work with you, Jane, is we'll look at the ones where the application came in fairly recently, you know, and there aren't a couple of years worth of same as before. I don't think there's any reason to re-verify those. But just on the ones where we haven't gotten hard information, we've just gotten references to previous
When I go out year to
previous
year and I
permits.
notice a change, I do question. I bring it to question.
Yeah, and I think that's what got me thinking of this was
I
when
got
you
to come in
said
and
something
asked her
about
to see the permits and what did they say
Right,
the
right,
size
right.
was and how many were they housing and
Yep. So what we will do is get you then a little spreadsheet that just says for each one, I think the main pieces of information are, you know, the coop size, the number of chickens, how they're storing the feed, and then the manure control.
yes.
So we'll get you whatever was in,
And the range.
The file.
Range falls in there.
Oh,
too,
that's
because
right, yeah,
We do
okay.
not have free range in this town unless I am mistaken.
I do
We
not
do not have free range, so you
believe-
have to be fenced in range, right? Yes.
Is that right? I don't remember. I'd have
Well,
to
I've
look
been
it
pushing
up.
that.
Yeah,
I think it's in there.
It's in there.
yeah,
It's in
okay,
to be
there somewhere.
fenced.
okay. I would think
Yeah.
they should be fenced, yeah.
Because I would get quite a few complaints about chickens in the road.
Oh, no, no,
Exactly,
they
yeah,
have-
and I never see chickens in the
they
road, and
have
I
to
know
be
we have a
fenced.
lot
I
of
know.
chickens.
They
yeah.
have to be fenced in.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So that was that. And then the very last thing under the animal stuff is, and actually, Jane, in the previous meeting packet, did put a copy of, yes, the keeping of animals and fowl regulation. So what I was thinking about in here is that this original regulation was done in 2007. And that was when the fee was set, and it was $25 for a permit. And it was reviewed in 2012, and you know there were no changes. The text of it was still okay. I'm just looking at between 2007 and 2015. We're now 8 years down the road. Is $25 given what we have to pay to have that inspection of their property done, to process the permit, is that still an appropriate fee or not? So that
Very
was
good question.
the only thing really that I wanted to, or the primary thing that I wanted to look at is that permit fee still appropriate? And are there any other updates? So for that, I guess I would ask the two of you, because you really know these regs, to maybe take a look at the regs and see, is there anything else in here that looks to you like it needs update? It's very detailed, so it's probably okay.
We worked a long time on those,
Yeah,
didn't we, Bridget?
I can tell
Oh,
you did.
we did.
Yeah, because it's really, really detailed. And it's very good in terms of that kind of detail. So if I wanted to keep chickens and I got this, or I wanted to have a horse, I feel like I would know exactly what I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the big question is just, is $25 still appropriate? And we can do, it's not a question we have to answer tonight. Between Jane and I, we can do a little bit of research. Bridget, if you're talking to people that you know in this area, we can kind of find out maybe what surrounding towns charge for this sort of thing. We can do a little bit of financial analysis of, how much time does it take to go out and do this inspection, assuming that you do only the one a year, and then how much of Jane's time is taken up doing the processing, because this should be a self-supporting, it should be paying for itself.
How many permits have been issued?
I think we have 20 right now, right? It's either 19 or 20.
You still waiting to hear on a couple, Jane?
Oh, there's a
I
couple
have-
new ones, right?
There's a couple pending though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
heard-
right.
I did hear back from one of the people. They do have a coop,
Yep.
but they don't have any chickens yet. And probably not until the spring, and they
I
will,
can see that.
and they will.
Is that the
Okay.
one I questioned? that a
That's the
different one?
one on, I think I sent you a copy of it. Maybe I didn't. On,
We're bouncing through a couple.
Yeah.
Jonathan Drive.
There have been
and
a
another
couple.
addresses.
and the one, I think this was Jonathan Drive, maybe. But the other one was curious, and it was the one that you were called out in the middle of the night.
I was called out in the middle of the night for chickens in the road, which was not the case, and that's a whole nother ballgame. And it brings up a whole nother topic. But this woman had said she didn't know that she had to have a permit, that they were new to the area, and it was a brand new cul-de-sac. I think they were all new to the area.
Yeah.
And I feel really bad, but 2 doors down, they have chickens too.
And I
And they're
sent them-
denying it.
Yeah.
Now, here comes a little
Interesting.
quirk in it, because if I'm not allowed to walk on the property to see if they have them, and they all keep them behind their homes,
Yeah.
how do I, she said, he said, where do I come in to prove that?
Interesting.
Did you write a letter to them asking them
Yeah,
to gain permission that you would like to walk the property?
I think that's probably the
Mhm.
next best move is, I'll do a letter, saying that it's
Because the
been.
ones existing now, they will give me permission to go on their property to
Yeah,
inspect, because
yeah.
now they know me and we've been
Yeah.
around a while. I don't have to be here for that.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can come on anytime, whatever's convenient for you. But new people, or people that are pointing
Yeah.
pointing their finger to other people that have chickens that aren't paying, and
We've had that before.
Yeah.
We've had
Yeah.
we've had a neighbor send a notice to us that say so and so has chickens, and we've
Yeah. And we don't have to
sent to
say
them,
who made the
and
report.
that's right. And when they're turned in,
Yeah.
they pay the fee.
Now, if you have
right. But
actually.
my thing is, if they're turned in and they're denying it when you send the letter out,
Yeah, right.
how do?
Well, we
Yeah, because
didn't.
I sent a
Yeah, you
certified
sent the letter saying they
Yes.
need,
I sent, no,
Twice.
under her
I signed it.
signature.
okay.
I signed it.
Just saying
Yeah.
that they need a permit.
permit.
And they're saying they don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Then the next letter that goes out to them, I will sign, and it will be a request for our animal inspector to go onto your property and verify that there are indeed no chickens on your property.
You know, I asked the guy called me up and said
Yeah.
he didn't have chickens. I said, I would like to have that in a letter. Could you write us a letter? And I haven't gotten the letter yet.
Okay.
But
No,
I
you-
did ask him
Yeah,
to
well-
respond to because I did send registered mail. There's the second registered letter probably should have gone out today, now that I'm thinking of it, but because it was a 30-day lag, I had her sign it, but I haven't sent it out
I
yet.
see, okay.
So, but,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
I wonder if I
is
can
there
help you.
one or two then that you say there might be chickens, but we're
There's
not
two.
sure? There's two, okay. Are they, and are
to my
they,
knowledge.
they're both denying that they have them?
Yes.
Okay. Have you actually seen?
One, I have seen the coop and the range, but no birds. It was
Okay.
also extremely cold. Could they have been closed in?
Yeah, right.
They could have been.
Is
So
that,
that was just a questionable
yeah,
one.
yeah.
So I wanted her to send a letter. I mean, it might have been an old
Yeah.
coop that's no longer being used.
Was that the one that replied, Jane, that they, yeah, we have a coop, but we don't have any chickens yet?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay,
Okay, that was Jonathan Drive.
okay.
Yes, I'm pretty
The other
sure.
one is the new cul-de-sac. I can't think of the name of the street.
Where is it off of?
It's off of,
Is it Samantha?
no, Pingree Hill. If you go Pingree Hill all the way down, cross over, and it becomes something Pingree Drive or
Yeah,
Is it
I know where you mean. Is it that, it's not the Snake Hill development, it's further down than that?
It's actually off Main Street,
Well, wait a minute, you're in two different
On
places.
110, it's
Main
off
Street
110.
is
Yeah,
right
off
here.
110.
off 110,
Well,
going
okay.
towards
Bennett's
Littleton.
Crossing?
You got a
That's
map
where
there?
you were
You said it
called
would-
out in the middle of the night.
What was the name of it?
Bennett's Crossing.
That's it.
Okay.
Beginning
It's
with a
not
B.
Pingree Hill, it's
Okay,
Bennett's
yeah.
Crossing.
But on right on the
Right-hand
other side is Pingree Hill.
Yes,
Starts,
yes, yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think we've heard back from the woman that you were called out for at One Bennett's Crossing either.
Now, she was told she has to get a permit. She was told everything was completely unacceptable. From the coop to the range to everything was completely unacceptable.
Yeah, we sent her a letter
Oh,
on
really?
January 22nd.
And she said, I didn't know we
Okay.
just moved here. My husband Jerry rigged this. I said, he certainly did.
So we haven't
He
heard back.
certainly did. So, yeah.
Okay.
Is her
I will
husband's
send
name
you-
Jerry too?
I will send you the information
Yeah.
that you need to go by the guidelines.
Yeah,
You know, it was an unfortunate incident.
all right, and they definitely have chickens.
Oh, they definitely
There are
have
chickens.
chickens.
Okay.
A few less now, quite a few less because of the incident.
Well,
but-
Yeah.
that's all right, we can discuss the permit fee another time.
Yep,
Yeah,
I just want to put it out there for
yeah.
people to think
Yeah.
about, because if we are
and
going
that's
to do
also the
anything.
address where she said 2 doors down.
Yeah,
Had
it's 5
chickens,
minutes. I
5
sent,
Bennett, and
Okay.
they said, no, we do not. Now,
Yeah.
there's the one I cannot see from the road.
and they're
She
the ones that
was
called
sure.
me. And
Okay.
they're the ones at 5 minutes called me and said that they do not have chickens. And I asked them to.
She was not sure of the number, so I drove. She said 2 houses
See?
down, so I drove 2 houses down, and that was the number on the mailbox.
Yeah, so.
So that's where we get the
it
5
could be-
Bennett from.
It could be that we've got the wrong address, but those people called
Yeah.
up and said they don't have chickens, period.
But somebody
So I said,
within that
"Please put
range
that."
on that side of the road, the
Yeah,
house before, the
Well,
house after, has chickens.
You know what, I
okay,
Not on my list.
and we're gonna be,
We'll figure
we'll
it
be
out.
sending out all the new things, the snow will melt, we'll be able to see.
right, we might be able to
some
see
other
things a little
things,
better.
so I
Oh, Lord.
don't
Yeah.
think we need
I
to,
don't want
belabor this anymore tonight, if you.
Yep, I would agree
So-
with that. So just think about the permit, because if we are going to change that, I'd like to do it before permits come due. I think that's it for animal things. Are you feeling like you're reasonably in control?
Reasonably, yes.
Yeah, I know.
Reasonably.
With,
I don't even hold myself to the fully. All right. So with
lot more
that,
baby situations than I thought.
yeah,
You know.
just get me the info about the
Quarantines.
chickens, and I'll deal with that, and then I'll summarize these reports, and I'll get that information to the animal control officer,
Okay,
and I'll keep you in that loop as well.
okay.
Great.
So the information on the chickens, you want me to go over this $25 fee thing? What the-
Yeah, just
well,
Is that?
kind of give me your thoughts, and whether you think that's reasonable. Bridget, like I say, if you talk to anybody, Jane and I can do some research, see what other towns do. It's just, I just want to throw it out there as a food for thought. It's a fee that we set 8 years ago. I don't know if it's
Well,
reasonable or not.
and I'm not one to really try to, we get nickel and dimed so much. So my only suggestion would be that maybe if it's a brand new one, you might make it for the original, and then after that, if it's just a renewal and nothing has changed, that we keep it at the 25.
That would be a thought, to
So
do a
that's the
tiered.
thought
Yeah,
I'm
to do
gonna
a tiered
throw out,
approach,
but
yeah.
I'd like to get further on. We've got poor Bridget still here, and she's,
Yep.
it's almost 6:30, and she's kind of on her own time, so.
Absolutely. Okay, I think we are all set then with animal
Okay.
doings. Thank you, Carleen. Thanks for
You're
coming in. I
welcome.
appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. You got material?
Yes, I gave Jane some for the last meeting, but the
Okay.
newer stuff, I can just give this to you first.
Sure.
So this is a letter from Walter Rezzaboni just regarding the apartment at 123.5 Unit 3. I sent out a letter, actually, you know what's probably better to get that first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
the letters in there.
All right. Let's see if this looks like it makes sense. Oh, Wendy's. Okay. But you haven't seen interior
Not yet. There's-
plans
I
for
think
that
that's
yet?
coming.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna pull these out again for a second. Ah, here we go. 123. Okay.
It's a long-standing issue.
Yep. Yep, exactly. Okay. And now you have another
So is that the,
piece of information. This is the original
so
stuff.
that's his response.
So now I can add this to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you have that, right, Jane?
Yeah, I thought it was, maybe I put it in the mail.
I'll just
Here.
put it in here with the rest
Yeah,
of the
I
stuff.
have it.
Being changed.
I have
Okay.
a copy. I just have it in the mail file, not in that file.
Yeah, I can kind of understand this if it's. Does it
Make the
sound reasonable that it appeared to be
I
not?
can write him back a letter
garbage.
and just say, we reviewed your response. The Board of Health will give until April 30th or April 1st. I don't know what you want as a time frame.
I'd give April 30th
I
because
would
this
too.
is one of those years that.
We probably will have snow in the corners till June 1st
Yeah,
at
at
this rate.
least.
It's looking
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And did it indeed appear to you not to be garbage, but
And it's just a
More-
lot of stuff out there.
Oh,
What ends up happening is it
Hoarding.
just- yeah, it just
yeah, okay,
becomes a
all right,
spot for animals to hide, no shelter in the winter or whatnot.
yeah, okay. All right, then I'm gonna put that with this. Yes, if you could send him a letter, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think the 30th is a good idea.
Okay, I'll do that.
Did you say March 30th?
No, April.
April 30th, okay.
And Mike's
This
comment
confuses the
was
heck
we
out of
probably
me.
will still have snow in the
So
corners there.
we inspect them, but do they get licensed by the state? This is only by the town. This is not like a
Yeah,
hair.
no, this is the copy of their tanning license.
Okay.
We just issue it for you.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So that goes with that. That's
All
the cutting
right.
spot, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, cutting spot. Okay. Okay. All right, and I see. Okay. And have you heard anything back
Nope.
from this? Okay. That's. Oh, 199 West Main Street.
So he's just ignored this.
I have not heard from him.
That's what I mean.
Whether or not he's picked up his mail yet, don't know.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna just keep that one out for a second. Might want
Yes.
to do something with it. And no response either from.
Nope.
Okay. I want to take a look at that one. Good, something nice and easy and approved. National Grid. Wonderful. Oh, okay, here is our,
Now this is, I find, much more alarming.
yeah,
The thing with that is we don't really have any, it was just hearsay, I guess. I mean, I have not been able to confirm from driving by that,
Correct.
so.
so we haven't seen the
No.
people.
And
Okay.
if, typically if something's that bad and the state is involved, especially child services,
Yeah.
they'll come and either see us, call us. There's been nothing.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I can just keep my eye out, I guess. I mean, I don't, again,
Well, I mean, the other thing we could do, if you think there's any legs under it, is to ask the police if they could accompany you just to do a wellness check or something.
I mean, I can ask the nurses maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Did we, you got you got it from the police department? Did they get it from,
They got it from the school, and supposedly child services was involved, but we had no, like I said, and I checked with the nursing department because sometimes child services will go
mm-hmm,
directly to the nurses,
mm-hmm.
or they'll come to us. I've checked with them, and on both fronts, we've not been
Nothing.
notified. There's nothing. So, it was reported and taken care of. But I can check with the nurses and see if they want to do something, if it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could. Please, yeah.
That's better.
Yeah. And then if you haven't, because this went out over a month ago, if you don't have anything, then send me an email
Gotcha.
and we'll see if we can get this to the next level.
Okay.
That is for the 199 West Main Street, so you know, Jane. And it looks like the other issue with our friend, I actually would like to get a copy of this one.
Which one is-
Jane, the one to Mr. Ernestine.
Okay,
Could you
yeah. I can-
just...
I can scan it in and send it over to you.
Yeah, if you could scan me copies of both of
Would you
these.
put marks on them so I know which ones? And
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
be
I have some
happy to
sticky
scan
notes.
I should brought some stickies.
Oh, that's okay, I
I'll
have
get
plenty
in
of
a
stickers.
thing to put stickies in my
Yeah,
meetings. Oh, you have stickies.
I have
Look at that.
stickies.
There we go.
Bridget, what is the unit number on that 123 and a half?
So this one,
199
I just...
No, this is the other one, that one I got.
Then this one... Actually, yeah, you know what, if you just scan both of these, then what I'm going to do with this one is I just want to forward a copy to the Board of Selectmen and keep Town Administrator, Gabe, keep everybody in the loop that we're not getting any response. Foul.
Should I also copy in Heather too? On the scan?
Think so. I don't think you need to, because these are just ones that I just want to see if we need to do any additional follow-up, so. Nah, it's not really a board-wide thing. What else you got for us?
So on last Thursday, I got a complaint. Somebody came into our office regarding a dog being at the Council on Aging.
Oh,
And so that was just basically the nature of the complaint. I followed up with one of the Council on Aging members, Lisa White, and she talked to
She's on the
Um,
board. She's on the board, yeah.
directly. And I had actually just been out to do a food inspection, and the dog was there, but the dog was in Karen's office, and as long as the dog is not interfering with the kitchen aspect of it, it's okay.
Okay.
So, and the dog wasn't, and Karen assured me that the dog, for the most part, stays in her office.
Yeah, in her office, yeah.
So,
Is it her dog, or is it,
Mhm.
okay.
it's a puppy.
Oh.
So, you know, on that end, there's no other, for me, there's no issues as long as the dog's not in
Yeah,
the food end of it,
okay.
so.
Yeah, I would agree with that, so I'm just gonna put that in our stuff for,
This, I was called out to do a housing inspection at 8 Groton Street, first floor apartment, so this is a copy of the letter.
okay.
The homeowner is Robert Donnell. The person that owns the property is Robert Donnell. He did receive the certified letter
Okay,
and contacted me what's today, Monday? Last Friday, I think it was, and just stated he would get everything done and he's gonna contact me when it's finished and I'll send a letter to do a reinspection.
okay,
I feel sure he'll follow up.
Yeah, he was
I
very,
absolutely feel sure he will.
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you, is you feel like this
yeah, he was
this one's
very
happen, okay.
concerned and, you know, like I said,
Okay.
he seemed genuine and he wants everything corrected and wants to move forward, so.
I'm drawing a blank on which one is Groton
It's
Street.
right, you know where Pearl Street, there's.
Yeah,
there's-
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah.
They just rehabbed it. So
Yep.
it's
Was it Groton
Yep.
or off Groton?
Rotten.
Groton Street,
Groton.
okay, because you
Okay.
had been
Is
confused.
this
I
is
had myself confused.
this is for our files?
Yep, that's
This is
for
the one
us.
for us,
Yep.
okay.
And then this is just a Title V that was done at 84 off Groton Street.
Oh, that's the
yeah.
one.
Off Groton, oh, that's
Off
right,
Groton.
the old off
Off
Groton.
Groton, Groton School
Yeah, yeah,
Road
yeah,
or Groton,
yeah.
off Groton
Off Groton.
Groton School
School
Road.
Road, that's the one.
Second.
Okay,
Off Groton School Road second. It's a passing Title V, so they don't need to do
Okay.
anything. It's just
Okay.
for your records.
just goes in the property
Yeah.
file then. All right. Okay,
So
that
that.
sounds good. All right, and
I think those are just food
gonna,
inspections.
yep, was there anything
Don't think so.
particularly? Oh, that's kind of a lot for McDonald's. Oops.
Kayleen did it. I didn't do it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean-
that one.
Or do they have a lot of violations?
So, yeah, it just seemed like a lot of, like the number was, there was a large number.
Yeah, I mean, hand sink to be replaced. That's the front prep area. It's clogged. They do have more than one hand sink. Water temp
Okay.
93 should be 110 to 130. Cold folding sandwich station burger 67 degrees. It should be 41. Rags throughout prep surfaces. So what we like to see is those rags in a sanitized
Yeah,
solution. And then
yeah.
the mop bucket, dirty water. So empty that after, basically after cleaning. So there were 4 critical violations. The regs, I mean, that end of it can be corrected fairly quickly. So
okay,
we'll just probably bump it up a little bit instead of 6 months waiting, we'll do it in a few months. Nothing too.
okay. And, what about, I can't remember the name of the place, the Chinese restaurant that's where Ajin Wang was.
Oh,
I sent the
Empire
letter.
City.
Empire City, yes, yes,
I
yes.
think that was either this meeting or the last meeting. There should be a re-inspection that was done. They were okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I think you
Mm-hmm.
thought it was.
did we look at that?
I thought it was the
I don't
last
remember.
time.
Okay, okay, that could be. All right, good, that's good.
I'll just double check just to make sure.
Okay.
It was probably before this.
So Bridget,
Oh, it's been so long since.
you're
we-
not taking, a trip overseas or anything in May. You'd be available for a public hearing,
Yes.
because I know you live a charmed life. And
Our,
But I do think we should, I think that is,
Yeah. So yeah.
might be a controversial one, and it's going to, where it's brand new here.
Yeah.
It's going to require a lot, where town council said
oh, that's,
it has to start in the calendar year, which is
yeah,
January, that's fine.
yeah,
But I noticed, and I read it in some paper last week, that Shirley is having
Yes.
problems, and you
Yes.
probably saw
I
it
saw
with
that.
with
Yeah.
their combining
separation
and
of
whatnot,
recycling and,
stuff, so.
Yeah,
I would hope that we could maybe schedule that for our second meeting in May, because we have, remember we changed them in May to the 1st and the 3rd?
yeah, we have the 4th,
Because
the
we
4th
have,
and the 18th, so that would maybe be the 18th.
just, so kind of keep that
Yeah, all
in
right.
your headlights for then,
Sure.
because
Or
then
5
once you
days.
get into June,
I know.
after
then it
that,
gets hard,
you know,
yeah.
people are going on vacation, and I think after this year with the snowmageddon, that they won't want to go to anything, and
Okay. Now, I sent you, Bridget, the copy as it came back from town council with their little tweaks and changes to it. Are you okay with that version?
oh, that was a while
That was a couple
ago.
months ago.
Yeah.
And then we kind of lost track, I lost track of it with
No,
all
look
the
at 'em
meetings.
again.
Want me to send you?
Can you send?
I can resend it, yeah.
We've been having issues here and there with phones and email and.
Yeah, now, Mary, do you know, is the sequence of events here, once Bridget looks at it, then I send it to Irene Congdon, or does it go to Irene Congdon after the public meeting?
Why does it have to go to her?
Because they have to have it. You have to,
You're
You have
talking about
to-
the state?
It goes
yeah,
to-
yeah,
You have to
DP.
send it in.
It
Yeah.
goes to the state,
Yeah.
DP.
yeah.
But
So
is that,
That's after.
that's
That's after
after it's
everything.
all been?
Yeah,
Okay,
goes to
all
the
right, because
state.
she,
Yeah.
she's had it to comment on, so, okay.
And like I said, every time I see a truck go by, I try to write it down.
Yeah,
Well,
know.
you know, as you go by, you do see a lot of containers. You see a lot of trucks coming through, and you don't know, are they working here sometime, or are they
Right.
driving through?
just
to-
passing
yeah,
by,
passing
yeah.
through,
I
so,
know, it's
um,
hard.
But that's what I'd like you to keep, if you would.
I think that's, yeah, I think that's quite reasonable.
I don't know how you feel about the regs with regards to the tobacco and all that.
Yeah, I think, maybe now that we've got the animal stuff kind of set, maybe next meeting, we can start taking a look at those again and deciding, you know, we got from Joan Hamlet a couple of ways that we could go if we wanted to restrict things in one way, another way, another way. And I guess we need to decide where it is we want to go with that. I just saw from the MAHB newsletter that, what town was it? I can't remember. Maybe it'll ring a bell with you. Is looking at raising the purchase age for all tobacco products to 21. I don't know what town it was though.
I did hear that on the radio too, and I don't remember
Yeah,
what
it's in my
community
email.
was. It
What
was,
town it was?
I did, and I might have read a blurb somewhere in the newspaper. I don't remember
Okay.
who it was, but there was a
Yeah,
town.
it was in the state. I don't even
Oh,
remember if
yes.
it was
Oh,
close
yeah.
to us or not, so. Okay, do you want to be part of that, Bridget? That, what we're talking about is, Joan Hamlet from Tobacco Control Alliance, took our regs and then she looked at different ways that we could modify them to either, you know, just add some restrictions on smokeless tobacco products, you know, if we wanted to, all the way from, you know, just kind of adding those into the existing regs to going completely crazy, which we now know won't work, of, yeah, like banning the sale of all
Right.
tobacco products.
Yeah, if
Um,
you wanna just, I mean, I can look at them and then, you know, again,
Yeah, I'll make sure you get a copy of what, I'll send that in the same email, what Joan Hamlet gave us.
I think that the thing we should remember is that we have not had many violations at all in the town of Ayer.
Yeah,
So I think that what we have now, it means it's working.
Yep.
And we have pretty much the same people that continue to
yeah,
sell.
we always come up quite clean on the,
Yeah. Yeah.
on the stings.
I'm more concerned with all these opiate overdoses and everything
Holy
that
cow, I
we
know.
have, that kids are taking
out of
prescription drugs and
But you know, another kind of twist on the smokeless tobacco that I hadn't even thought of was I read an article today in the Wall Street Journal, and they were approaching it more from a business standpoint, but I can see from a health standpoint why this could be a problem too. That the big tobacco, you know, Reynolds and whoever else the big tobacco companies are, they're having a big problem with counterfeit e-cigarettes. And they said the problems there are, you know, twofold. Of course, they're losing revenues, the companies that actually own these products, but you don't know what's in them when they're counterfeit.
oh, those are regular cigarettes they're having problems with.
No, this was specifically
Oh,
e-cigarettes.
because
The article
I know the regular
Yeah.
cigarettes, because they're getting them piped in from someplace else, and they're not getting
Wow.
their sales on them.
Yeah, so maybe they're being hit on two fronts, with
Yeah,
the regulars
so-
and the e-cigarettes. But yeah, that's kind of scary to think about.
Yeah.
Not that what's in there is good for you anyway, but
Like I said, I don't know how much I want to do with that. If we had a lot of problems in the town, as far as the tobacco stuff, I might want to, but I don't know. I'll have to
Yeah.
give that some more thought, but.
yeah, I think we should begin. I'll put it on the agenda for the next meeting unless something, you know, some crisis comes up that's going to take a lot of time to resolve. I'll put it on for next meeting to start thinking about it again.
And then, if you would look through what I gave you with regards to that reserve fund, it absolutely, and I think the
Yeah.
paper is pretty self-explanatory, and you just have to show the backup to go with it.
Yep,
So if you include what we've
that makes
happened
sense.
for the, and that puts it clean, and we don't have to worry, and we
Yeah.
can go forward with having our public hearing, and, because that will be, you know, notice in the newspaper, and then
Yep.
waiting and all that to formally adopt it. So that way, I think if we have the public hearing in May,
Yep,
we can wait 30 days
Yeah.
and maybe adopt it at our second meeting in June.
yep. And then we'll still have a lot of work to do with just making the applications and, you
Well,
know,
we've
trying to
got
get a
to-
handle on who to send this notification to and.
Well, it'll have to go into the state. They know who is licensed out this way. We know who has containers here. So
Yeah,
that way it gives us time to follow up.
right.
So do you know,
Exactly.
Bridget, when it goes into the state,
Yep.
do they send the notice out, or do we have to send notices to everybody that we've noticed has
They
a
wouldn't
dumpster?
Send it,
I
so
don't
what I
think
would
they
do is
would.
just maybe, take some of the communities around here that have those regs. Who do they
Yeah,
have license?
Yeah.
So just send a letter, you know, an FYI, you know, the Air Board of Health
Yeah.
has adopted these regulations, please be advised,
yeah.
you know, that.
Well, Mary's made a nice
I got
list.
a list, like I said.
Yeah, based on-
every dumpster I see.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can just do that, you know, and then, just kind of to widen it a little bit, check with some of the other towns, see if they have a list as well,
Yes,
to match up with what you have, and just send that kind of introductory letter to them that you've adopted new regulations and,
yep.
you know, a courtesy application with that.
Yeah, and what we can do is say, you know, if you are not engaged in this business in Ayer, you know, just send us back an email and let us know, and we'll
Right.
take you off the list. And if you ever want to go into Ayer, just be aware, there's
Right.
a regulation.
But they will have the list at the state too.
I can check and see.
They do. I think when we were doing all this, that we found out that the state has a list because they inspect their trucks and all this and that. Yeah, it's
But
been
is
so
there a
long.
list tied to?
It's been so
communities?
long, let's just verify that with the state, because I know there was,
I can ask.
Regulation.
Yeah, I can ask Irene that.
I mean, if they have it, it would probably
Yeah, I think so. I think it would. I don't think, I mean, I don't know how she's involved with that.
I don't know, though, if they would have it broken down by, are you thinking of a list that would say who is actively hauling in each community?
Not each community, but I think if they have a list, it would just be a list of. like,
Of all of
licensed-
the, like,
Licensed
yeah,
haulers. And
yeah.
that way, if we get that,
yeah,
then we know, okay, we've seen all of them, let's say, in Ayer.
Yeah.
Or we've seen this 12, I think I'm up to 13 now. So,
yeah, that
That would
surprised
be-
me. I
yeah.
bet you there's easily.
and there may be more. There may be more.
I know, it.
It's sometimes hard when a truck is going by if you're driving your little car.
Yeah,
You
right.
can't write it down. I don't have a dictaphone with me. And then you
Right,
get home
right.
and you think, oh, what was the name of that? You know?
Yeah, but
So-
that was a great idea you had, though, to just see of the dumpsters that are in town. What they have to have the name on the dumpster.
Yeah.
So.
But you do, like I said, you do see a lot of trucks coming through. So,
Yeah, you're right. You do. Okay, great.
okay.
You have anything else for us?
Well, thank you,
very
Bridget.
much.
So
You're
we
welcome.
Thanks
we'll
for
tentatively-
coming. Yep.
plan that then for our third.
Okay. Minutes review? You want to?
Oh, I did. I did these were the minutes of January 12th.
Okay.
No, are they?
No? Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Because we
Yep.
had we were stormed out. of the
Right,
last
right.
two.
Yeah.
So these that's why I said it's if you look and you say, my God, am I missing something?
I
But
know,
no.
I know. It seems like we're.
Well, because we canceled a meeting in December because we didn't have a lot on the agenda. I think you were sick then too, Jane.
Yeah, I think you
yeah.
were
Yes.
still
And
ailing.
we didn't have
Yeah.
a lot, and we said, why would we have a meeting 3 nights before Christmas
Yep.
when we didn't
Yeah.
have it? Thank you, Bridget.
Have a good night.
Thank you very
Good night,
much. Yeah.
Bridget.
Good night.
Thank you.
And then we had this meeting on January 12th, and then
Yeah.
we had the storm,
Right.
and it's
Yeah.
been storming ever since.
Yeah. On Mondays, I was half expecting.
And Saturdays
Okay, what's
and
going to happen
Sundays
today?
and
Yeah.
whatever. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I had done my edit, so I do make a motion that we approve the minutes of January 12th, 2015.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So,
Get that one.
okay, so I'm going to make that tentative date. You say that was May 18th?
Yeah, it
on
would be
that?
the May 18th would be the second
Okay.
meeting. Actually, that too in my. As much as I rely on my electronic devices, I still use my old-fashioned calendar. I like to see the month laid out in front of me. All right, so let's see. So we would have to get that notice in to the newspaper for 2 weeks?
Yeah, you'd want it in for 2 weeks before the meeting.
So do you remember, Jane, when the Public Spirit has to receive
I think
they-
Monday
for
or
publication?
Tuesday.
Yeah, they've
Monday
changed
or
Okay.
it.
Tuesday. Yeah, they moved it up.
They've moved
because
it up. They have.
Because they put
All
that
right.
second section together early, if not
Okay.
even the week before.
So if we want it in for the 8th and the 15th, we would have to get it to them like by the 4th of May. All right.
And this is for what?
This would be the notice of public hearing for the trash hauler
Okay.
regulations. And that would then appear in the Public Spirit for the 8th and the 15th. and then we would have the actual public meeting on the 18th.
Yeah, which would be the Monday, so.
Yep.
Okay. I'll double check and on that. Kate.
I think it is, though. I think
I
they
think
did
so.
move
That sounds-
everything up.
Yeah, I seem to recall it being
Mhm.
kind of early in the week, so if we plan to have it done then,
Being an
we'll
old
be.
weekly newspaper
See.
reporter, you want to get as much done as you can.
Yeah, you know how those.
Because you're swamped.
I know.
Come Monday, you can get that to bed, before Friday. That's good.
Exactly.
Or by Friday. So I don't know how they do it, but I'll check on that.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to.
And then I'm losing my mind. Did I already ask this? Do we have a clean copy of the January 12th meeting minutes to sign?
Yeah.
Or yes, okay.
Yeah. I could actually put another one off and take off this thing. I just wanted to put this on when I sent it out, and I meant to.
That's all right.
Yeah, I
You know,
think it's fine to be on
Okay.
there. No, it's actually kind of nice because then I know what I have in my hand. Does this already incorporate
Yeah,
Mary's?
because I had there were two copies, or two different,
Yeah, floating around for
and it
a
could be
little while.
confusing.
Yeah.
Well, if you like that, I can do that from henceforth.
It's not bad because then we.
Then you know
Yeah,
that it
then we
was
know
asked
what
for
version-
Mary's imprimatur.
Yeah.
on there.
What's today? Is the
The 23rd.
23rd.
Already.
23.
And then does Heather need to sign that too?
As long as it's a quorum.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if she wants to, she could just sign them there, but she wasn't here to approve them anyway, and as long as the two of us
So
have
I can
signed.
go ahead and give it to the clerk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. You can.
And mine.
You can
Yep.
sign it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's great. It's kind of generous, actually, to call my two items discussions. There isn't really a whole lot to discuss. It seems like 100 years ago now, but I did go to the RAB meeting,
Okay.
whatever that was. And I have a whole bunch of information here on past and present RAB meetings and goings-on, CDs, and I kind of cleaned them all out of my office, the ones that I take for review and then forget to give back to you. So I'm going to give you a bunch of things tonight
Okay.
to go on the website. But the conclusion, really, of that last RAB meeting, in a nutshell, was that the Army considers Railroad Roundhouse and Red Cove to be done. And I know I'm probably gonna get this backwards. Railroad Roundhouse still requires some land use controls, but that is land that is part of Devon's. So it's nothing that we have to act on, but they are going to put deed restrictions to limit the affected land to, like non-residential use only. The Red Cove part came out, everything is okay there, and the levels are where we expected to see them, and there wasn't anything grossly abnormal above the baseline levels that they measured before they started the removal action. So that was that. They also gave us an update on what's going on with some of the other sites. Apparently, we are already, once again, at a 5-year reporting interval. So this year, they're going to be gathering information, and that's going to talk about all of the sites and, where things stand and what's been done and what's left to be done. We also talked about Shepley's and the actions that, as you've mentioned several times, Mary, that the Army said would happen. Apparently, as of that meeting, which was, I'll give you the right date for it, I believe it was
January
Oh
sometime,
my
wasn't it?
gosh, yeah, and I'm wondering, why do I not have that in my... Oh my God, could it have been December?
I know it. I know when I asked you.
I think it was.
I believe it was December.
Well,
I
when did I?
Yeah, I think it was,
think it was too.
yeah.
I think it was too.
And you may have talked about it in our last meeting on the 12th.
Well, boy, but now I wonder, because in April, I think as of the last meeting that we had, I was going to go to the meeting.
It was that week, I think, because
Yes,
I brought
yeah,
it
yeah,
up
yeah.
under public input at our January 12th meeting.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it was coming up then, it was probably on the 15th, because they usually are on Thursdays.
Yes.
And we set the next one for April 16th.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that was the date. As of that meeting, they had sent out surveys. They had contacted homeowners in the area, and they were compiling the results of all
Okay.
of that. So apparently that did happen.
Okay.
And
Good.
we should be seeing a report at some point of what became of that. We had a resident attend from that area, and it did happen to be the same woman, Jane, that contacted us looking for the appendices in the
Okay.
report.
Yeah.
So I had a nice conversation with her. I told her, this is great to see. You know, it's usually the same crowd. It's really nice to see some residents attending. So that was really nice. But otherwise uneventful. Then the fiscal year 2016 budget meeting update is very brief, just that I did discuss the animal inspector position and why we needed the additional funds for that, and of course they understood that. And I put a little bit more in the budget. I think I did a maybe 5% increase for office supplies and such, just to cover
Well, we
increased
had-
cost.
We had voted to increase the budget anyway
Yeah.
because we were, in fact, I think Heather was the one that put forward, 200 to this line item, 300 to that, because we were looking to what we might have for public hearings and because newspaper costs.
That's
go
where
up and
most of
everything,
the
too.
increase was, yeah, it was in the
Yes, yeah.
services to cover, it.
Yeah.
Should we already know we're gonna have two
Be
public
careful with
meetings.
your chair, you're about
Am
to.
I getting really close to
Well, you're
knocking
about to knock the flag
the
down.
flag
Yeah.
over?
Oh.
I certainly don't wanna do that on
No.
television. I don't wanna do it at all, but much less on TV. Okay, so that was that. That was another uneventful
Okay.
meeting. Mail,
Mail
Review?
let's see here. Here's the mail.
any bills?
Yes.
Oh, darn.
I've got a bill. I actually have been busy filing, of course.
We've been on a roll lately with no bills, so I'm getting
know.
spoiled.
And I have a bill for you to sign. I know
Oh,
this
all
is
right.
just gonna tarnish my reputation.
Oh, this is for whatever it is.
I got tapes for the little labeler. I've been making so many new files and stuff. I've
Oh,
been
I
doing the
gotcha,
filing.
yeah.
And, I've been going through the office and cleaning things out. And I
Great.
found-
Excuse me, where does Martha want to sign? Up in here?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And I found the old file folders, but I remember I said, where are the file folders?
Yes.
I had ransacked, you know where they were?
Buried,
They were buried
yeah.
on the little shelf. They were on the first shelf on the left-hand side at the bottom.
Doesn't totally surprise me. That's
you
where
know-
things end up in my office too,
It's like,
at the bottom of something.
oh, I finally got around to taking the FEMA.
Fantastic.
I finally, and I passed, so,
Fantastic. I know you finally found the time to
yeah, and,
do that.
finally, it
no.
took forever. I mean, and it's hard because it's
Okay.
an online course.
Yeah.
So anyway, at least I find online courses difficult because after a while your mind wanders and you have trouble recalling what you read.
Yeah.
But yes, I
I
did.
know.
And, let's see, I guess the big thing that I have here, and I may have put it in the mail thing, so you probably have it. Our printer is really fierce, Mary, and you want a copy of this to Pam. And
Hang
keep a
on
copy.
one second. I'm just looking at the
Oh, okay.
mosquito control to see,
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to.
are they
respond
asking us to
that.
do something?
Yeah,
Here.
to write and in support.
Support or non-support for the district's budget request? To vote to accept, deny, or modify the budget request. Chief Executive Officer may. Because we work through your board, okay, they would expect that the chair of the selectmen, town administrator, or whomever. But have they already sent this to our selectman or town administrator?
I don't
Or are they hoping that we will help with that?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I kind of think that we're on the first
I kind of think so too.
line.
Yeah, so I don't know, Mary, what you think. I would say this probably should go to Robert, because that's who they're saying they want.
I don't know what is
Clippy
it.
on here. It's from the mosquito control, and they're asking for a vote of support or non-support for the budget.
Political committee.
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing for the printer's copy.
I think it probably needs to go, it sounds like this needs to go to the Board of Selectmen and the Finance Committee to vote on it. That's what it says there.
Well, then I should probably make sure they've got a copy of this.
Yeah.
But if they sent it to us, so,
Yeah, I can see where they're saying that, they're going to ask for some Board of Health input
so I
Yeah.
should,
on it, but
just take it down to Carly, you think?
that's where I would go and make sure she gets it to the right.
Okay.
Well,
Could I borrow one
person.
of your stickies, please?
Sure.
what was the amount on the WB Mason? I just want to put it on.
It is $35.98. And here is a sticky
Last of
test.
the big spinners, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So our copier is kaput
Well,
or no?
let me tell you, with regards to her wanting to put these scanners in the out in the hall. First of all, I don't think that that's office efficient myself. You put a scanner, copier out there that anybody could come up and use. And our little office is 5 by 7. You should be able to just reach over, put something in the copier, or
I
print
know.
something. To put something out where she wants to put it, you're gonna have to take the little refrigerator that they have there with the bubble out. And why would you consider that cost efficient, to have everybody jumping up and down to go out in the hall to get something? We should have something right on our desk. And I know there's still some grant money in there, and you know how I never spend a cent
I
of the
know.
town's
I know.
if there's money to come, and I think we should have a new one sitting right there.
Okay, can I?
No.
Well, I've spoken to, let me just go and give you a
Yeah.
little background, if I may. I went and spoke at quite some length with Cindy. We're perfectly fine with going and buying our own
Mhm.
thing. What we need to do is make sure that what we get is compatible with the rest of the town stuff, and
Mhm.
therefore she needs to be involved. She can probably, if we decide what functionality we want, she can get that for us. And I told her we probably needed a printer, a scanner, and a copier all
Yep.
in one.
Yep.
She said,
Which we have now.
no, we do not.
We have a copier and a printer.
Copier, but we do not have a scanner.
Okay.
And so she said that having those, she's concerned, yes, we can go to Staples, we can pick up a cheap one.
Mhm.
It doesn't cost much. What costs is a toner.
Mhm.
That's
And
right.
it ends up being, you're not paying much up front, but it ends up being very expensive down the road.
Yep.
So then, if you get one that is less expensive for the toner and all that stuff, it's more expensive up front,
Right.
but it's much better over the long haul. And if we go through her, we can get all kinds of, discounts and stuff, because they do a lot
Yeah,
of
that
business.
makes sense
So
too.
it's not a problem of doing, paying for it. We can requisition it and pay for it. But oh, by the way, even though she was not able to get a printer for the third floor approved in her capital budget for
Mhm.
2016, she is very optimistic that she's going to be able to get something approved in her operations budget. So, and she's gonna know that very shortly. So, that's the scoop. The printer is not working very well at all.
Yeah.
And tonight, I didn't even think of it, and everybody had gone, and I said,
Mhm.
oh, I've gotta print out my time sheet, my time card.
Yep.
And, I couldn't get it to print. I kept rebooting it and it wouldn't, it either prints half of a page or it comes out
Ugh.
in Greek.
That
Well,
is
you
so
know what?
frustrating.
I do not think though that printer owes us anything for the
Yeah.
amount of time
Probably not.
that we've had it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So I did talk to Cindy, she said it's not worth fixing.
No.
oh no.
And
I
I
don't think it
didn't,
would
I
be.
could probably drag her up there and have her do something, but it's really not worth her time
Yeah,
either
I don't
at
think
this
so.
point. So,
Now, what about her offer here to move the HP printer from the planning board office?
well, we could do that.
She does say that
They
would give
do have
us
one.
the ability to make copies and produce small print jobs, but is it a scanner?
No, it's not. There is a scanner
it's
up there,
not.
but they're two, it's my understanding they're two different things. And, there's not room. And that printer copier is about the same vintage as mine is, so it's a stopgap.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, exactly.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
something, oh, here's this thing, we can take this. But for the time being, she could set me up. But like tonight, I was really stuck out of water because I couldn't even send it down here because
Yeah.
Carly was gone. By
Well,
the time
that's
I
what
realized-
happens when town hall closes early.
Well, it's,
So,
but anyway.
well, we're not gonna resolve
No.
it tonight.
No, but what we could do is,
Maybe we just need to wait and see if operations gets,
oh, I wouldn't wait until July if I were you. I would at least take her up on the offer to
Oh, yeah.
move the HP from the planning
Okay.
board. At least then you'll have a printer.
yeah.
You might
Um,
still be doing some walking for other things,
Yeah,
but
That's-
I don't mind that.
Well, I would ask them, I would not physically take a piece of equipment.
we're not doing anything.
Oh,
We're
no, we
asking
don't.
Well,
Cindy.
I don't, but I don't wanna get in the middle of another elected board to be using their equipment. I don't think we should do that.
She says here, I am recommending that I move the HP printer from the planning Board office into the Board of Health office. Why don't you ask her? I can even write on this.
Okay.
Sounds good.
For the short term.
Yeah.
And
Please,
she's,
hey.
you know, she would like to see a workstation up on the third floor that we could all use. And there is room, you know, we might have to move things around a little bit, but there is room for it.
I'll
And-
disagree with you on that, and there are
And it can
ADA
be-
requirements too, with regards to how much space you have to have
Yeah, all
around
that.
equipment.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think we're violating a couple of things right now because of the racks that are up there near the fire door holding various things. I think they're too close, but
Take a look at what I wrote on there and see if you think that might,
Okay.
yeah, so I'm fine with Cindy doing that. I just,
Okay, I'll
Is-
tell her.
yeah, as long as she verifies that, and then here's the mail coming back to you.
Great,
Yeah.
thank you.
So we actually can work this through Cindy if she's saying that she has the ability to do that. And,
Right. And
she-
then we can see what we're gonna do,
yeah, I mean,
long
if,
term.
it kind of depends really, I think, on whether town hall as a organism, you know, has made this decision that this is how we're going to handle computer and electronic
It
assets. And I did see that there's an electronic assets policy. So we are sort of moving in that direction.
Yeah.
So we might end up with long-term that workstation that would be shared with the fourth floor, but
you know,
at least
We
do
can
that
do
to save
whatever
yourself.
we want.
Yeah.
I-
You notice it doesn't say that it has to be purchased through them, it just has
Yep.
to be approved,
Right.
so that it's
Yeah.
compatible.
Yeah.
And like, there was a person here who held an elected position who went out and bought all this equipment, and it was totally not compatible.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that person had to return everything. And so, you know, it's just so that everything's compatible in the network. So we
Yeah.
can buy a computer, we can spend
Yeah.
our money on that if we want.
Well, if you can get that printer near you and that serves your needs while we wait and see what's going to happen, I'd be okay with
As long as I
that.
have access after hours and whenever I need to have it, because like tonight, I was like.
Oh no, you absolutely need a reliable
okay,
printer.
I didn't bring my pajamas, so if we,
I'm
we're
so
not
sorry.
gonna-
I thought we
know.
were doing pajama party tonight.
So, if the planning board, like I said,
Yeah,
I would
as
want
long as they're
them,
okay.
and then we could do this other stuff afterwards.
That sounds
And
fine. Do we have any other
I don't think so.
things to be taken
For
care of?
next meeting, I think didn't we already say we probably need to relook at our regs on that trash haulers and everything and make sure that we refresh our mind on it, because our next meeting will be in March.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we
do you want
don't,
me to send out the last draft of the regs with
Well-
with the next packet?
I think we all got a copy of them.
Yeah, I mean, we
all
have
had
it.
them with town council.
Right.
His
Yeah,
correction on,
exactly.
we just need to ourselves.
Yes, I think as
probably review
individuals,
them
we
and
should refresh
make
on
the
them.
discussion.
I am going to resend them though to Bridget
Mm-hmm.
so that she can. I don't know that she's reviewed the post town council
Town
one.
council, correct.
I'm going to send her Joan Hamlet's information on options to our
Right.
tobacco reg, and I will put the potential tobacco regs question on the next meeting agenda so that we can, as a group, start talking about what we would like to do there.
And then for that reserve fund, I think the next meeting would be the 11th of March. You'd want to have that before.
Okay, so,
If you you fill that out,
Yeah.
put your paper with it,
yep,
and we vote on it.
okay.
Um,
So
see, we
we-
won't be having, wait a minute, when will we be
Yeah.
having a meeting? Hang on. When is our next meeting?
Our next meeting is March 9th.
Oh, that'll just make it. We can
March
vote it
9th.
that night
Okay.
and we can submit it for you can kind of give Scott a heads up that you're
Yep.
sending it in.
I
But
will
we'll,
do
we
that,
vote
yeah.
on the 9th and then they can vote on the 11th. And then Lisa will get the copy and whatever the next warrant is, she can get that right out to Colleen. So that takes care of that.
Okay, we'll put that on the agenda for
Yeah.
next week
Okay.
also. Okay, I think we are finally done.
Good, and I make
Anything
a
else?
motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.